Hello, I'm Mary Eileen Donovan, and I was the second principal of Monsignor Johnson from 1988 to 1990, and just absolutely delighted to have been appointed principal here. It was my second principalship. And I also was fortunate enough to come back here as the area superintendent from 2000 to 2004 or 5. Once again, just a delightful community. One of my most memorable times, I must say, is when I was superintendent, actually. It was the announcement that there would be a new school, because it just brought back all the memories of when I first got here and how we struggled with the idea that we might close. We were one of 4 high schools in the North Etobicoke area, and we were in a rented building, so just so many iffy situations. And the fact that we persevered through any number of wonderful programs and everything to then have a new school announced for us, and this beautiful new school is what we're in today, was absolutely kind of a highlight of my time around Johnson. I think it goes without saying that when you get a new building, it is so amazing, because certainly the building that we were in for the original building was an old elementary school. The second one was I guess you'd call it a middle school or a junior school. And so, and we had, I think when I was principal here, there was something like 15 portables or 20 portables. So the fact that we could go from all these portables to a building that we designed with our programs that we wanted to do with our students was just so exciting and so good for the students to have a proper facility. I mean, they loved it no matter where we were, but it was very wonderful to be able to give them that. Well, two kind of funny stories came to mind when I was asked to think about these questions. And the first one that came to my mind was a very, very snowy day in February. And I was the closest administrator to the school. So I came up, I left my house about 6:45, so I'd be here just after 7 o'clock, and got to school, and I saw one other car in the parking lot, and it was Dr. Bob Dixon's car, which I was absolutely amazed, because he came in from Brantford, which was a good hour and a half away on a good day. No idea what time he left, but anyway, so for most of the next hour or two, Bob and I were the only teacher administrators in the school. And so anyways, a few more students trickled in that I could see. Bob was in the porta-pack, as it was called at the time, 6 portables all put together. And so I remember after school, the bell came on, or after the bell rang, I buzzed into Bob's classroom and I said, "Bob, could you do me a favor and just go outside and check and make sure that there's no students stranded outside," because it was a very cold, very snowy day. And Bob responded by saying, "Good morning, Miss Donovan." And I said, Good morning, Dr. Dixon." I said, "Really, Bob? We need to be so formal?" And he said, "Class, say good morning to Miss Donovan." And I went, and I was shocked. And so this whole class said, "Good morning, Miss Donovan." And there, all 35 OAC English students had shown up in Bob's classroom. I think there was only 40 of us in the building in total, and 35 of them were Bob's class. So it's just sort of one of my wonderful and funny memories of being in the school. My second one was, we had a lot of difficulty with the community in particular tearing through our parking lot. It was kind of a U-shaped, and it went behind the school, in front, between the school and the porta-pack, and then out the other way. So people love to take that like a little raceway. And some of the students and probably some of the staff did too. So anyways, as a principal, I was begging for speed bumps. So speed bumps, speed bumps. Finally, the board approved speed bumps. So I was out there with the pavers saying, no, no, they need to be higher. And they're saying to me, this is regulation height. No, 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 I want them higher than this. They're not going to stop. I kept driving my car over the speed bumps. Anyway, so they finally put them as high as they wanted. They said, this is a mistake. Anyways, that night, staff and kids could not get out of the parking lot because the speed bumps were so high that everybody was turtling on them. So anyways, needless to say, everybody was not happy with me, and we had to get the pavers back the next day to shave all the extra pavement off the speed bumps. So they're kind of two memories that popped to my mind when I was asked to think about it. As I have mentioned, when I got here, there were so many wonderful things going on in this school. I remember arriving, and the school motto that John and the staff and with the community support had established was "Heart Speaks to Heart," which made me so thrilled. It doubly thrilled about being appointed here. I absolutely love that motto because it spoke to me about how critically important relationships are. And to me, teaching and learning is all about relationships. And in fact, life is all about relationships. So I thought, how amazing that a school has actually put this as their motto, as their guide to what they want to do for kids. But yet, even with all that and all the wonderful, we had a huge sports program for a school of 800. We had every sport you can think of, including when I got here in 1988. We had the football team started that year, which was John Ware's dream, and unfortunately he wasn't here as principal when it happened. But amazing arts programs, an amazing, music and visual arts program. We even had some drama. So we had every extracurricular going, which I believe is critically important for kids. But nonetheless, there was still this underlying fear that we might close. So as a staff, we thought, okay, one of the reasons to ensure is that we stand out from the other schools. And so what could we do? So we had kind of looked at an alternative program, but being in a rented building, the board couldn't do any renovations for us. So some of the alternative programs that we dreamed and envisioned weren't going to happen. So then it was at a time when the ministry was de-streaming, had decided to de-stream grade 9 again. And they were looking for pilot programs in transition years, de-stream grade 9. And so as the teachers put together, they were creative and keen and visionary, and we put together a program, and we were accepted as one of the 7 pilots across the province to do transition years. The kids were keen and enthusiastic. We did it based on mastery learning so that every student had an opportunity to move into advanced general or basic level in grade 10. And we explained it to the parents, the kids. Everybody was extremely keen. It was a very successful program. And in fact, we presented it a number of times across the province. So probably one of the most memorable events for me is how the staff, the kids, the community came together around this program, and how what we envisioned actually came to life and was very successful. I really just want to say how absolutely thrilled I was, and that I was here as principal in particular. You really get a chance to be with the community when you're in a school as a principal. And the staff were amazing. They were exemplary, creative and visionary, professional. The students were very, very keen and enthusiastic and willing to try anything. And the parents were very supportive and very caring and very grateful. So it was a blessing to be here, and I just was very, very thankful for my time here and for all the wonderful people that I met, everything that I learned from the students and the teachers, and I just wish Monsignor Johnson all the success in the future, and I know you'll be vibrant for another 40 years. Thank you.